Welcome to the making of a DM. We're going to have a little bit of fun today and do some Q&A with the DM. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. Yes, I'm in the Treehouse office over here in Ohio. It's actually kind of interesting weather. Kind of sucks. There's no snow on the ground. Actually, I love being here during the Christmas time. If it's snowing, if it's not snowing, there's no need to be here. But we're almost at Christmas time, and it's in the air. The spirit's in the air. We've done a lot of cool stuff with the kids, and seeing Santa and all that fun stuff. But appreciate you guys being here. I want to share some cool stuff. Today's show will be a little bit different. Some Q&As. We get a lot of questions from different people about stuff, and I might do more of this. I kind of like the style of Q&A. Makes my job easier. I don't have to come up with a subject. I just answer questions. So today, two things. One, thank you so much. I got a lot of people from last week's episode about free money messaging me. Yes, for real, free money. If you have W-2 employees and you have not listened to the show previous to this, the last show, you're absolutely losing out on money. We got someone getting ready to get $16+ million. We've had many people in the $700K range, $300K range, $100K range, and everything in between. So if you have W-2 employees, make sure to take a minute and listen to that show. What's cool about that as well, I had a lot of people message me and saying that they shared it with their friends because they didn't have W-2 employees. They only have 1099, which is cool. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. As well as a lot of people left 5-star reviews last week and in between to this show. So that means a lot to me. As I talk about all the time, that's how we get pushed up in the algorithms. There's that entrepreneur or business owner or just someone looking for hope or, someone that they can relate to. And hopefully if you're listening to the show and you're a fan, you understand that I'm shooting straight here. I have nothing to sell you except the dream that there's more out there. And I kind of want to be that beacon, if you will, and guide by real life experience, not theory and bullshit. I'm 26 years in the game almost. June will be 26 years to be exact. June 21st to be ultra exact. Will be 26 years in full time. If I don't make it, I don't eat. And I'm definitely eating. But I appreciate you guys leaving reviews, buying books, and all that cool stuff. It does mean absolutely so much to me. And we've done some big donations this year for charities because of all the books that we have sold. As you know or may not know, 100% of all my books, 12 books and counting, go to charity. So we're getting ready to do a pretty decent sized donation here in the next week or so before the end of the year to a very cool charity. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I can talk about that because I want to kind of share what we got going on there. But today's crazy. It's mid-afternoon as I'm talking to you. It's about 55 degrees outside. Like I said, in Ohio in December is not normal. There's a lot of crazy shit going on in our companies. Most of it's good. But again, if you have a real company, everything's not always good. And it's funny because problems change, right? One day or 1 week, it could be, oh my God, we have no opportunity. Or I don't know if that happens at our level, but there's always opportunity. But that's what you think. You're like, the things aren't growing as fast. And then the week after, like, holy shit, we grew too fast. Things are breaking. People are going crazy. And it's interesting how that works, but that's how you learn. And the biggest thing is you just got to stay and keep communicating with your people, which we do. So anyways, I'm over here. I'm in the trenches with you. So if you're driving in the car, working on a treadmill, getting ready to go to another job site or whatever, I get it. I've been there, done that. I am in there. I'm just not going to job sites and all that anymore, but I'm in the office communicating with teams. We got all the team parties, Christmas is here and all that stuff. So it is a little hectic. And plus, I get ready to bounce down back to Florida at our home base down in Florida here soon by the end of the year. So I'm excited to fire up the jet and bounce down there with the fam and chill out in the sun. I'm not chilling out. I'm working. Just and a warm place. So I get asked lots and lots and lots and lots of questions. And I would like to ask you a question. What questions, if you and I had 30 minutes together, one-on-one, I would love to know what, like 3 questions you would ask me. What are your top 3 questions you would ask me? I really do want to know. And if you get over to Instagram, follow me at Mark Evans DM, or on Facebook at Mark Evans DM. Let me know the top 3 questions that you have, or you would ask me if we had 30 minutes. It's just like a round robin, but boom, 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 boom. Like, that's what I want this show to be about. I could share millions of things with you, but if it's not relative to where you're at and where you want to go, or questions you have maybe holding you back, or in your brain things holding you back, like, I want to be here to help you. Like I said, I could talk about a lot of cool stuff. I could talk about money. I could talk about business. I could talk about hiring, firing, doing cool things, when to make that real big purchase, your first one, how you feel, all that stuff. But excuse me, if that's not where you're at, no need to talk about it. Let's talk about where you're at and where you want to go, and let's get results. So I took some of the top 3 or 4 questions that people's asked me just in the last 24 hours, and I want to share them with you. And question number 1, someone asked, what motivates Mark? What motivates me? And there's a lot of things that motivate me. I did a show actually about one of them. It's called Death. Death motivates me. I'm 43 years old. I'll be 44 June 19th. And I'm halfway through my life. If not, hopefully I'm not, but I'm probably more likely closer to the other side of the end, or the new beginning, depending on how you look at it. So death really is a massive driver to me. I realized at a very young age that I only get one fucking shot at this thing called life. And I'm going balls to the wall, and I'm going to make absolutely anything and everything happen that I want in my life. And I don't give 2 shits what anybody thinks. We'll talk more about that later. But death is a driver for me. I think about it often, actually daily. Listen to the show I did about death. I think you get a lot out of it, because it's interesting to me. A lot of people I know at high levels, they've had that realization that they are going to die one day. And hopefully that one day is not today or anytime soon, but it is coming. It's inevitable, right? No one's escaping that path. So my biggest fear is I see so many people out there walking around with their head up their ass thinking they're living forever. Well, I'm going to think about this. They're thinking about thinking. That's all they do. So that's a massive motivator for me. That's uno number 1. Another big motivator for me is my peers and my team members. I hang out with some pretty big guys and pretty cool people that we want to change the world. We want to change our world that we live in a positive manner. So I have high level of peer pressure in a good way. It's not like peer pressure in school. Smoke this weed, man. Come on, smoke this. Doing bad peer pressure. Oftentimes when people hear peer pressure, they think negative. To me, in my world, peer pressure is very positive. I have a lot of positive peer pressure. I'm very conscious of what my buddies are doing. A lot of us work in silence. We're just growing behind the scenes, and we don't see all the hard work until it's happening. But I'm pretty connected to some guys that, doing, for real business. And the truth is we're just getting started. So it really does drive me, because I want to help them. I want to be an example. I want to guide. Like, we're all hard workers. We're all driving. We're all pushing hard. And the truth is our capabilities are in our brain. What we're capable of financially, physically, all that shit, all this stuff, our brain plays tricks on us. So I'm very motivated by that. I'm motivated by my family, honestly. My parents, my sisters, my cousins, people that watch me from afar, my friends, maybe I've known for years. They just never understood me, right? Because I was kind of the goofy class clown kid, like, get me out of school. I just wanted to go make money. I always knew I was never going to college and all that shit. So truth is, like, I didn't grow up with money and at all. So, but my parents are amazing people. They just didn't have financial, money, like financial capabilities to do big stuff in life. And they kind of just like worked really hard to take care of me and my sisters. So they kind of, I don't want to say gave up on their dreams, but they just kind of pushed them to the side. And I'm not judging it, because not everyone has dreams like I have. And, some people are dreaming bigger than me. Some people are dreaming. So it's just, I don't know where it stopped, their goals and dreams. But, for me, I truly believe, and I've talked about this many times on the show, is I believe I've been put on this earth, truthfully. This may sound arrogant or cocky. It's not. It's the truth, though, I believe, to change my family's financial tree. I don't know anybody in my family that has wealth like we do. I don't know anybody that's doing what we're doing and going to do. I definitely know I've given more money than anybody, probably my entire family combined for hundreds of years, in a year, let alone my lifetime. And I say this in pride. That's not bragging. It's the truth. And again, this is a question. What motivates me? What motivates me is I want to be a giver. I want to change. I want to change the trajectory of our family financial tree. And I seriously, I sit down and I think about this. Is a lot of pressure, by the way, on me and my mind, but it's also good pressure that I can actually handle. And back in the day, it used to bug me, but now I feel very fortunate to have this pressure. But if I don't change the financial family tree, if you will, my question is, who does? Who in my family that I'm aware of has what I have to make that a reality? And I'm not saying this to be a dick, but no one. I don't know anybody. And again, my family's everyone's cool, laid back, doing their thing. But they don't have financial. They just have jobs, and they complain about them, and they do the same shit every day, expect different results. Like, I don't do that. I've never had a full-time. I've never had a job, W-2 job, my entire adult life. And again, it's what motivates me is I want to change the tree. It's been a twig tree for many years, hundreds of years. I want to turn it to a massive fucking flourishing tree. Like literally money everywhere, security, opportunities, blessing. I want it to be a very well-rounded tree, financial tree, family tree. And it's a big deal to me. Think about it. A lot of people, I feel like, they could feel like they're cursed or whatever, but I've always seen this as a great opportunity to step up. And like I said, if not me, then who? And I don't know it. I don't know the other who. So therefore, I have awareness of it. I become the who. And I feel very honored to have that. And, my family knows I'm the black sheep. It's not a secret, clearly, at this point in my life. But, I'm changing the tree. I'm very proud of it. I've done some really cool stuff for my family, my nieces, to help them, not to turn them into handout people, but to help them and guide them and all that. So that's the one piece that motivates me. The truth is, I want to make as much money as humanly possible. That motivates me by helping a lot of people. Why? Because I want options in my life. I know a lot of times we did a show 2 or 3 shows ago about money, talking about money. I talk about money all the time. I want to be stupid, filthy, fucking rich. I don't care what you think about that. That's what I want. Why? Because I know what that means to me. It's not like take advantage of people, not do the right thing, and blah, 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 all this other shit. But it's do the right thing, build a good companies, be a great leader, lead leaders and guide leaders and grow leaders and just keep growing and snowballing. And that motivates me. I really love to have options. I love it more now than ever with all the crazy shit going on in the world. I have options. I don't like to fly regular airplanes. If maybe you're like, oh, well, I'm cost conscious, but you don't want to wear a mask. Well, dude, you got to fly private. Period. It's the only way around it. So that costs money. That creates, if you don't have money, you don't have options. Your options are limited by money, truthfully. And I want all options at any time. And I work really hard to make that a reality in my point of life where I'm at today. So those are some things that motivate me. Another thing that motivates me is me. And my family, meaning my kids. I have 2 children. I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. And these little shits are watching me. They're watching Dad. They're like, yo, Dad, you said you're gonna get a jet, Dad. Where's the jet? Hey, Dad, you said we're gonna go on this cool vacation. Where's the vacation at? They're not saying this out loud, but that's how I think about this stuff. More importantly, Dad, you said you're gonna get up every day at 4:44. Well, I got a scorecard to show you. I've been up at 4:44 every day for many, 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 many days in a row, right? Like Dad's not slacking. Dad's not slipping. Dad's busting his ass. Dad's creating a goal. I'm executing a plan to accomplish the goal, and the goal edits as I evolve. Maybe the goal was fucking mental. Like I should have thought about something bigger. And I talk about that with my children. And that motivates me. It motivates me to know I'm very confident in knowing that if someone comes at me, I know exactly where the fuck I stand. Why? Well, because I take care of business. I do what I say I do and beyond. And it's a big deal to me because I have kids watching. I did an episode about this. They're watching. It's one of our most downloaded shows, actually, but they are watching. My family, my kids, my team members, everyone I work with, my peers, the world is watching. Don't slip on that, by the way. It's a real thing. And we'll talk more about that, but it truly is something that I'm very ultra, super, duper, duper, duper conscious of when I don't want to get out of bed. My kids are there. The truth is they're clearly asleep at 4:00 in the morning when I'm getting up, but they know because they know how dad's attitude is through the day if he doesn't get up early in the morning like he normally does. They know my day's off if something's off, right? So that, kids pick up on that shit, and I'm very aware of that. So that's some of the stuff that motivates me. I like cool shit too. I like big houses, big cars, big jets, all that shit. Big vacations, doing big things. But those are just benefits of being motivated. Honestly, like I said, if you take care of some of the stuff I've already talked about in your life, those things will just show up because it's part of the process. Okay, cool. So another question. Biggest asset in your business today, Mark? So before I answer that, one of the funniest things I always get like, Mark, if you had to start over at zero, what would you do first? Well, hey, numbnuts, I'm not starting at zero. No one is at all, ever, right? I know what you mean, by the way, but like the truth is no one's starting at zero. It's a bullshit question. It actually makes zero sense. Why? Well, depends on how long you've been in the game starting at zero. Keep in mind, like I said, I've been in the game almost 26 years of business, and I have an amazing asset. The asset is relationship capital. So if I'm starting from zero, if you're talking about financial dollars, I would go to my relationships. If you're talking about health, that's a whole different situation. I'm still going to go to my relationships. I'm going to go to my healthy guys and say, yo, I need your help, right? So relationship capital to me is by far my biggest asset. I can get pretty much damn near anything I want through my relationships. The interesting thing about that is I don't really do withdrawals from my relationships at a big level at all. I very rarely use them like that. A lot of my relationships are, strictly, yo, man, valuable. Like I don't need anything from them. They don't need anything from me. Those are sometimes the best relationships in business. It's like, dude, I just want to learn from you. You learn from me. We're growing. We're expanding. We might do some business together. But some of my biggest relationships I've never done business with. I've helped them grow. They've helped me grow just through conversations or leading by example. But at the end of the day, to me, relationship capital, I could shoot a text to someone and get money. I could shoot a text to someone and do a deal. I could shoot a text to someone and get some health tips. I could shoot it. Like literally my fucking relationships are gold for real. So to me, and I've spent a lot of time in my day, every day, 7 days a week, building relationship capital with people, connecting with them, communicating with them. When you connect with me via social media at Mark Evans DM, I'm the one fucking responding. I'm connecting. I'm creating a relationship with you. You're reaching out, tagging me. I reply. I might heart it up. I might spaceship it up. I might respond to your comment with text. I might do an audio, a video, but I'm connecting. I understand planting seeds. I don't need anything from you. I want to connect with people. I love people. That's a big thing for my life. That's another thing that motivates. I love people. Let me say it. I love good people. And I work really hard to make massive amounts of deposits in relationships. It's pretty cool. We did an event recently, me and my boy Terry, and there's a couple hundred people there, and there's relationships in that room. It's been there 20 plus years I've known. We've done deals together. We continue to do deals together. Some I don't, some I do. It's not because I don't like them or they don't like me. It's just we're doing different types of deals now. And once in a while we'll connect, right? So one of the biggest assets is relationship capital. I know a lot of people are like, dude, money. Well, dude, relationships have money. If you're hanging out with the right people, they have the money. Man, I need deals. Okay, cool. Well, that's not, marketing is not my biggest asset. Marketing, to me, relationships, you can get anything you want if you got the right relationships. So if you get that twisted, which many people do, I think the majority of people actually are so short-sighted on opportunity. They try to rape you on the first deal. They're just horrible, just on the front end. They just try to get every dollar they can out of you as opposed to like just be a great value exchange. So for us is just be a good fucking person and build great relationships. For example, this is a true story. This just happened last night. My neighbor across the street has a pretty big company, actually, when I say pretty big, I'm talking 9 figures a year. And he's just turned 69, and he texted me and he said, yo, man, you want to go hang out and have a, quick cocktail? And right now I'm not drinking. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. Let's go kick it, talk, whatever. Like, guys like him don't text people just to hang out and talk about nothing. Even though we talk about a lot of crazy stuff, but like there's purpose to it, and I get the game. So, and he's a cool dude. So I hung out with him, and we hung out for 3 hours, and I didn't drink. We had dinner. We talked. He told me kind of how he's getting ready to sell his company and what he's up to and what I'm up to, and he's inspired by me and I'm inspired by him. I mean, it's a great relationship. I'm depositing a relationship capital. He's doing the same thing at 69 years old. So success leaves clues. Pay attention. So that's one of the biggest assets, if not the biggest asset that I have. One thing that's helped me get to understand that asset is something all of you can do is invest in yourself. Get around mentors, get around mastermind groups, get on YouTube, Nation, and just learn how to be a great person, build better relationships, stop being a taker, start being a giver, guide people, help people, share content. Even the show, like I said, if the show makes an impact, share it with 2-3 people. It's fucking free. By the way, I see that shit. I know when you share. A lot of times, tell me you shared. I like that shit. I appreciate that stuff. That's how you forge relationships. And maybe 2 years, 3 years, 3 months, 3 years, 300 years, maybe never. But the truth is, if you're hustling and you're growing, why would I not want to be around you? I'm becoming older. I'll be 44 the coming year, and you might be 22 or 32 or whatever. Like, I want to attach to young, hustling people. I love that shit. Maybe I can guide you with money. Maybe I can guide you with, insights. Maybe we can partner on stuff. I mean, there's so much opportunity, and it's not getting smaller. It's only getting bigger, right? So I had one guy. So next question. This is kind of interesting to me. So he asked, Mark, how do I handle haters and people that don't believe in me? So those are 2 questions, right? So that I'm always interested by this haters thing. Maybe I'm either really dumb or maybe just hard-headed or maybe a mixture of both. But I don't even know haters exist. Like, what does hating mean? Oh, dude, fuck, you're fat. Is that hating or just okay? Like, I don't know what hater, I don't know what it means. Now, I think if first of all, most people asking this question don't have haters. Let's be honest. Most of them are worried about having haters. That's why they don't go do shit, because they're more afraid of what people will think as opposed to what they actually get. Like, if you're hating on me, I'm sure people hate on me, whatever. I'm not for everybody. I'm cool with that. Like, is hating on me like, dude, you cuss way too much. You're fucking over the top, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're right. Like, that's not hating. That's just calling a duck, right? So cool. Like, I get it. I agree. But get the fuck out of my face. I'm talking to someone else, right? So I don't know. The hating thing is interesting to me. I mean, many people in my life has told me, Mark, you can't do that. Mark, that's over the top. Mark, that's blah, blah, blah. But every fucking person, 100%, not 99.999, 100 fucking percent of people that have told me that kind of shit, I would look at the situation, i.e. them and where they're at in their life, and I'd be like, internally, and sometimes externally, I'd say this to myself or them, like, I don't give a fuck what you're saying, because what you're saying doesn't mean anything, because you don't have anything I want. So why the fuck would I listen to you? Right? So it's like, why are we taking advice from a 400-pound person on how to lose weight? Why are we taking advice for someone that lives in a fucking trailer court on a big screen TV with a repoed car out fucking back they've hid under the shed because they can't pay their bills, on taking financial advice from this fucker? Come on. Or the guy that's out there banging other chicks when they got a girlfriend or they're married and they're telling you how to be in a better relationship. This is the problem out here. People are taking advice and, or more importantly, like, they're typically listening to these dickheads telling you bad information. And the scary part is if you believe it, you're going to get exactly what those fuckers got. And that's on you. That's not on them. They're just spewing their shit because it makes them cool. Talked about this on a show, King of the Dipshits, right? They're just the king of the dipshit. I know, I grew up in a fucking trailer court. I saw it my entire life. Yo, man, I'm going to go get a new car. I look around like, what the fuck? A new car? We're in a fucking trailer. Let's go buy a new house. Let's buy an asset that makes money. I knew this shit at 8 years old. True story. I watched Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. I watched Knight Rider. I watched the helicopters coming in on Magnum PI. I watched the fucking red Ferrari drive down the road on Magnum PI. Like, what am I missing? This is the shit that happened. Like, in a trailer, they're complaining about working all these hours, but yet every day at 5 or 6 o'clock, they're drinking the beers, sitting on the patio, hanging out, talking shit about nothing. We can't wait till the weekend. Repeat process. So I was smart enough, thank God, or had some kind of wherewithal not to listen to this shit. I hear it, but I'm not acknowledging it. It's bullshit. It's not real. And what you say is not true, period. You know what I mean? So the hater thing is not real. Most people that say, how do you deal with haters? They don't even have a fucking hater because they ain't doing anything. The only way you could get haters is if you actually do something, right? And then when you're doing it, you're too fucking busy doing it. You don't have time to even pay attention to it. So get the fuck out of your own way and go do something big and enjoy life. The haters aren't creators. Just remember that. Haters are not creators. They're not creating good for anything. If they're out there talking shit, and you hang out with this person get the fuck away from them. They'll never serve you, ever. Why? Because as soon as you leave them, guess who else they're talking shit about? You. Then Steve leaves the group. They're talking shit about him. Man, I always didn't like that fucker anyways, man. He was always a dick. No, Steve wants to be a better person. Steve realized that you guys are fucking clowns, and he doesn't want to be the king of the dipshit anymore. He's out of the game. He wants to be king of another world. And this ain't the world he wants to play in. So, brings me to that next one. Mark, how do I handle people that don't believe in me? Now, this is an interesting one. Because it depends how old you are. Depends on what your track record is or isn't. And if you're asking that question, you have not done much of anything. Truth. If your spouse doesn't believe you and trust you, my first question is, why should she or he? Why should they believe you? Well, Mark, it's my goal. It's my dreams. They're talking down to it. No, dickhead. You've told them your dreams and goals for the last 12 years that you've been with them, and you fucking have failed every single time. You said you're going to work out and lose weight, and you stopped day 3. Right? It's death by 1,000 cuts. It's bullshit by 1,000 cuts, right? You keep bullshitting, saying things out loud, but yet you're not executing the plan. You're a failure. You're a quitter. You quit. So why the fuck should I believe in you anyways? The truth is, you don't even believe in yourself. That's why you're seeking approval / belief from someone else. How many people that you care about, that you say you care about, have you let down? All the time. I've seen this happen many times. I've been there myself. Like, dude, on the weight loss journey, like trying to get physical, but yeah, man, this is the time. This is the time. You know, this is years ago, and I fucking fell. I keep failing. And then I just like tap out. And then eventually I'm like, dude, I'm looking for someone like, dude, I believe in you. Like, that's the wrong place. You can't pull from that. The truth is, I'm not looking for anybody to believe in me except me. Now, don't get me wrong. It's pretty cool when my mom and dad say, Mark, I'm so proud of you. But keep in mind, that's after the fact. They're not proud of me if I'm a fucking loser. I'm staying out in jail all day long because I'm doing bad stuff. They're disappointed. I've let them down. I've hurt them. Why would they fucking believe anything that came out of my mouth? Right? I know people that just lie, and yet they say, man, no one believes me. Well, do you believe yourself? Because everything you just said is bullshit. So belief in this stuff, like believing in you, like, dude, don't look for it in other people to believe in you. The truth is, in the beginning, no one believes you, especially in the beginning, because it's typically people that know you the best. Like, no one in my family, no one I went to school with ever thought I'd be at where I'm at today in my life, ever. Truth is, I fucking didn't even, I'm just getting started. But where I'm at in my life, what's crazy about this world we live in, where I'm at in my life, financially, with all the stuff I have going on, I'm bigger than I even dreamt about when I was 18. Because I had limited belief systems at 18. I only wanted to make $100,000 a year. I prayed about it, I thought about it, I dreamed about it every fucking second of the day to make $100,000 a year. And now fast forward to where I'm at now, it's a little bit more than $100,000 a year, right? But yet I'm just getting started. And there's people that like, oh man, why aren't you just happy? Why aren't you settled? Fuck, dude, like, knowing what I know now, I could be 10 times, 100 times bigger. I'm just getting started. My relationships are getting bigger and deeper and wider. And the opportunity is amazing. Forging relationships with our teams, building great investment foundations. Many, many years. 26 years of this shit. I can only imagine where I'll be 10 years from now. Do you understand how much you can do in 10 years? I mean, it's unfathomable. Truth. It's so massive, it almost like, it doesn't even seem believable. But I believe in it because it's my dream. It's my visions, my goals. What's cool about the world we live in, you can literally see what anybody has or does, right? So what inspires you to believe in a bigger vision, a bigger picture? Hence the peer pressure, what motivates me. Like maybe my buddy has a brand new G650. He has a $325 million houses all over the country and out of the country. Like that shit motivates me. It's not because it's not because, material. No, I like that shit. But that motivates me. And maybe when I get to that point, right, you need about probably $125 million just to buy that shit, not counting the upkeep and everything else, right? But maybe when I get to that checkpoint in the destination in my brain, or the journey, if you will, then I say, I don't need that anymore. I got this. I'm cool. But I'm going to keep going. Because it's the next thing. It's the next bigger thing. And you got to believe in you. If you don't believe in you, why do you expect anybody else to believe in you? The best way to build belief is to implement and get wins. Execute, execute, execute. I don't need anybody. Truth is, no one tells me, Mark, good job. I don't need it. I don't need it. And the truth is, if you say good job, I might acknowledge it, depending on what it's a good job about. And two, I'm very conscious of success hides failures. So if I went and killed it on stage and they say good job, I promise you I'm coming off stage immediately and I'm going in a room and taking notes of where I fucked up. Because I don't think I did a good job. I can do better. Maybe I did an okay job, but I can do better. I can hit this harder. I can make this make more sense. I could create a different story to impact more people. I saw people kind of swaying off when I could have touched them harder because I want to help people, right? I know in one of our companies, all companies actually, communication's key. So when I'm working with people, when our team's growing and we're working with people, we have a lot of communication going on. One thing that helps me build belief in myself is to never stop improving, ever. Like I said, I see emails that go out from our teams because I spot check that stuff. I look at that. I enjoy that. Like, I want to see how we're communicating and connecting with people. I don't sit around and do this all day, by the way, but it's important if you're a business owner, just kind of see how the team's communicating. We can always be improving. There's always learning lessons in communication. Always. Right? My talks, my emails, my workouts. Like when I do a workout, I'm like, fuck. Even if I can barely like walk and I'm just got done puking, I'm like, dude, I think I probably could have went harder. Tomorrow I'm going harder. Like always improving. Even on this podcast show, Truce, you hear me tapping this? You hear the pen? As soon as I get done with this podcast show and get it sent over to my podcast team, I'm taking notes. How to connect with you better. How to hit you in the head. So whoa, okay, shit, I need to listen to this. Right? I stutter on this. I get excited. I trip up on my words. I say stupid stuff. But it's me. I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm just trying to share it. First of all, it's fucking free to be here. And you shut me off, pause me whenever you want, right? It's the beauty of the world we live in. But one thing I do know, I'm going to keep my feet moving. I think I'm almost 2-3 years deep on this DM podcast show. I think there's almost 100 episodes. So almost 2 years deep. Not counting the 5 years of the other show I did. But like, believe in yourself and never stop improving. That builds confidence. Find some wins. And before you know it, the people that you thought didn't believe in you or really never believed in you because you didn't believe in your shit, but you start leading by example. And then all of a sudden they're like, man, Mark, you've really wow, you've changed. Yes, I have. You're on the board, or you're either on board or off board. Let's go. So believing in others and yourself is very powerful. One thing I do know is people that are above you, not financial, but always financially probably. And then, just at another level in their life, period, is they believe in other people because other people's what's got them to where they're at in their life, in their journey of business. They own big businesses. It takes a lot of people to get there. And you don't have to believe in everybody because a lot of people are full of shit. But it's one thing I've realized, like if someone's got it and I believe in them, because a lot of people are looking for that outside belief. And most people's never had someone believe in them. That's a true story. They've never got the parent or the cousin or the sister or the girlfriend or husband or whatever to believe in them. Maybe it's just that one moment when someone gives you an inkling of belief and you catch fire on that, right? We all have that little flame in our belly. The question is it really bright or is it really low? And you got to take the steps. You got to get wins under your belt. And I'm talking little wins in the beginning. Make 3 calls a day. Talk to 3 strangers a day. Connect with people you haven't connected. Send an email to 100 people. Do your first postcard. Get out in front of people. Shake hands, kiss babies, whatever you have to do. Get out of your own way. Never stop improving. Never. It drives me. It drives everybody I know at high levels. Like we get done, like fuck, it could have been better. When I do those big events, I talked about this in one of my books, Magician vs. Mule. We did this huge event, and it cost a lot of money, brought a lot of cool people in. As soon as I got off stage before my party that night, because it's a big birthday bash party, and I literally go straight to the room and I have 3 pages of notes where we messed up, what we could make better, how to make a bigger impact, how to get more money for charity, how to sell more tickets to the event, what I had said different, who I would have invited, as well as who I would not have invited next time. It's like improving the process. Do it while it's fresh. Don't say I'll get to it tomorrow. Set aside 5 or 10 minutes and really acknowledge it. And you're going to get better. You're improving. And I'm not saying be ungrateful. I'm just saying never stop improving. That's going to build your belief. That's going to build just build these wins. Wins build belief. Right? You're like, holy shit, someone answered the phone. Oh my God, they're signing the contract. Holy shit, the wire just came in. When. Your belief level starts going up. Don't get cocky either. Right? That's what keeps you from being cocky, is that never stop learning. Learn from other people. Get better. This is a journey. This is not a destination. This is a process. And till the day I die, I'll be pissed off. Actually, when I'm on my deathbed or in the casket, if you will, I definitely would be pissed off if that casket's not perfect, because it never will be. I'll be like, man, who should we have invited and who shouldn't have we invited? I'll be thinking about that while I'm watching down on everyone. But in all seriousness, and I'm serious by the way, but in all seriousness on this topic is stop worrying about what others think. The only person that matters is you. You're the only person that you have to live with and deal with the rest of your life. You. Everyone else, like, you don't have to do that. Like, you have to be you and live with you forever. So get to know yourself a little bit better. Treat yourself a little bit better. Guide yourself to the next level. Lean into it. No one really gives a shit about you, truthfully. On a grand scheme of things, we're just a speck of dust. So go out there and kick ass, take names, and get that money. If you put in the work, create a great product, create a great service, create great, great teams and all that. I'd love nothing more than to see you massively successful financially, health, relationships, everything. It doesn't take away from me. Actually, if anything, it enhances what we all do as a collective in the DM fam here. So those are some of the top questions I've gotten in the last 24 hours. And I would appreciate if you took a couple minutes and went over to on Instagram or Facebook at Mark Evans DM and shot me your top 3 questions. What are your top 3 questions in 30 minutes that you would ask that you'd want me to answer? And let me pick some. I want to help you guys. I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you. If you're here on this podcast show listening, I fucking believe you. I believe in you 100%. Why? Because you're still here. You're in it. You know you need to change. That's why you're here. You know you're never stop learning and improving because you're here. There's a reason you're hearing this message right now. The question is, are you going to acknowledge it and are you going to implement it consistently? If you do, you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labors. So with that said, have an absolute amazing day. And remember, make today count. Peace!
I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. Thought they should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans DM. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. DM project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.